Welcome back to Gambling Flow, your daily dose of all things casino. I'm Russell Kane.
And I'm Fiona Blake, your guide to navigating the thrills and spills of the gambling world.
Today we're tackling a question that's probably crossed everyone's mind at some point. Could you actually win at the casino with just 20 bucks?
Ooh, that's a good one.
I mean, it's not exactly a high roller's bankroll, is it?
It might seem like a long shot,
Yeah.
but believe it or not, there are ways to make that $20 stretch further than you might think.
Okay.
And who knows, you might even end up turning a profit.
Now, when you say stretch,
Mm-hmm.
are you talking about taking advantage of those casino comps?
Yes.
Those free perks they offer?
Absolutely. Comps and loyalty programs are a savvy gambler's secret weapon.
Right.
Your $20 can unlock a surprising amount of value.
Really?
From free drinks and snacks to discounted meal shows or even hotel stays.
Wow.
It all depends on the casino and how you play your cards, literally and figuratively.
So how do these comps work?
Well,
Do they just hand out freebies to anyone who walks in?
not quite. It's all about incentivizing players.
Right.
Casinos are businesses, after all, and they want to keep you playing.
Of course.
By offering these perks, they encourage you to spend more time at the tables or slots, which ultimately benefits them in the long run.
That makes sense. It's like a clever marketing strategy,
Exactly.
rewarding players while also increasing their own chances of coming out on top.
Precisely.
But let's say our listener isn't just interested in freebies.
Okay.
They're determined to walk out with more money than they walked in with.
Right.
What's the best approach with a limited budget, like $20?
Well, the key is to be strategic.
Okay.
First, understand that every casino game has a house edge,
Right.
a built-in advantage that ensures the casino makes a profit over time.
Got it.
However, some games have a lower house edge than others, giving you slightly better odds.
So which games should our $20 gambler be targeting?
One game that stands out is craps.
Craps.
Now, craps might seem intimidating with all the different betting options,
Sure.
but there's a specific bet called the odds bet. Okay.
That actually has a 0% house edge.
A 0% house edge.
That means you have an equal chance of winning as the casino.
Wow.
It's like a true coin toss.
Way to bet with no house advantage?
Yeah.
That sounds almost too good to be true.
It is pretty remarkable, but even with a 0% house edge, it's crucial to remember that winning is never guaranteed.
Right.
Luck still plays a role, and you could still lose your bet.
Of course, Lady Luck can be fickle.
Mm.
So the odds bet in craps is a good option. What other games should our listener consider with their $20?
Well, after craps, video poker is an excellent choice.
Video poker.
With the right strategy, you can find variations with a house edge as low as 0.5%.
Wow.
It takes a little skill and knowledge to master the optimal strategy,
Right.
but it can be very rewarding.
And what about a casino classic like blackjack?
Oh, yeah.
Surely that's a contender too, right?
Absolutely. Blackjack is a great option for a $20 budget.
Okay.
The house edge in blackjack typically hovers around 0.5% if you play your cards right.
It's all about making strategic decisions based on your hand and the dealer's up card.
So we've got craps, video poker, and blackjack. Any other games our listener might want to explore?
If our listener is comfortable venturing into the online casino world,
Okay.
they might be surprised to learn that some online slots actually have very favorable odds.
Slots.
Certain games like Ugga Bugga boast a remarkably high return-to-player RTP percentage,
Really?
sometimes exceeding 99%.
Hold on, slots.
Yes.
Those are usually considered games of pure chance, aren't they?
Hmm.
How can they have such a high RTP?
It's true that slots are driven by random number generators,
Right?
but the RTP is calculated over millions of spins.
Okay.
While individual spins are random over the long haul, the game is designed to return a significant percentage of wagers back to players.
So a high RTP doesn't guarantee you'll win on any given spin,
Right.
but it does suggest that over time the odds are more in your favor compared to other slot games.
Exactly. However, it's crucial to understand that RTP is just one piece of the puzzle. Other factors, such as volatility and bonus features, can influence your overall chances of winning. So it's important to consider those as well.
So we've talked about low house edge games and high RTP slots, but I have to ask, what about those less than legitimate ways to try and beat the casino?
Oh,
You know, the strategies that are more myth than reality?
like what?
You mean things like card counting or exploiting roulette wheel bias?
Yeah.
That's right. These techniques sound exciting,
Oh,
almost like something out of a Hollywood movie.
yeah.
Tell me more about how they work.
Well, card counting in blackjack involves keeping a mental tally of the cards that have been dealt to get an idea of the remaining cards in the deck.
Right.
When the count is in your favor, meaning there are more high-value cards left,
Okay.
you increase your bet. It's a complex system that requires a lot of practice and razor-sharp focus.
And what about roulette wheel bias? Is that just as tricky?
Roulette wheel bias relies on the idea that some roulette wheels might have tiny imperfections that make certain numbers slightly more likely to hit.
Okay.
It involves meticulous observation and data analysis over an extended period of time to identify any potential patterns.
Sounds like both methods require incredible skill and a bit of luck.
Yeah.
But are they actually feasible for someone with just $20?
Honestly, these methods are incredibly difficult to pull off successfully,
Really?
even for seasoned gamblers.
I see. So while they might be tempting,
Yeah.
they're probably best left to the realm of fantasy.
Precisely, casinos are constantly on the lookout for card counters.
Of course.
And they meticulously maintain their roulette wheels to eliminate any bias.
Wow.
Getting caught could have serious consequences, including being banned from the casino or facing legal action.
Oh, wow.
So the risk far outweighs any potential reward, especially for someone with a limited budget.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah.
So sticking to games with a low house edge and understanding factors like RTP is the key to making that $20 last. But speaking of making that $20 stretch, I came across a fun fact while we were researching.
Oh, yeah.
Did you know that the phrase winner chicken dinner actually originated in Las Vegas?
I did. Apparently back in the early days of Vegas, you could snag a full chicken dinner for just $2.
Wow.
So if you want to bet, you could afford a celebratory feast.
I love that. Even back then, Las Vegas was all about celebrating wins, big or small.
Right.
And even today, you can find surprisingly affordable meals in Vegas.
Yeah.
Even if your budget is tight.
Yeah.
There are plenty of buffets and casual restaurants off the Strip that offer decent meals for under $20.
That's a good point.
So our listener could potentially win at the casino in more ways than one. They could try their luck at the tables or simply enjoy the sights and sounds of Vegas without breaking the bank.
Exactly. And, thinking outside the box.
Yeah.
What if our listener decided to donate that $20 to charity
Okay.
and considered their win the free entertainment of simply experiencing Las Vegas?
Now that's a unique perspective. You're right. Winning at the casino doesn't always have to be about monetary gain.
Right.
It can be about having fun, enjoying the atmosphere, and maybe even making a positive impact.
That's a great point. So even with a limited budget, there are plenty of ways to enjoy the casino experience and walk away feeling like a winner.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's all about setting your own definition of winning.
Right.
And making informed choices that align with your budget and preferences.
Exactly.
Before we wrap up this part of our deep dive, let's take a moment to remind our listeners
that responsible gambling is always the best strategy no matter how much money you're playing with.
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
It's easy to get caught up in the excitement of the casino.
Oh, yeah.
But setting a budget and sticking to it is absolutely essential.
Absolutely. Think of it this way. Gambling should be viewed as a form of entertainment.
Right.
Just like going to a movie or concert. You wouldn't keep buying tickets if you ran out of money, would you?
Definitely not.
Yeah.
So for our listener who's ready to hit the casino with that $20 bill, what are some practical tips for staying within their budget?
First and foremost, decide on your spending limit before you even set foot in the casino.
Right.
And once you've set that limit, stick to it no matter what.
Okay.
It can be helpful to think of your $20 as a set number of bets.
Okay.
For example, if you're playing blackjack and decide to bet $5 per hand, you have 4 bets to work with.
Right.
Once those bets are gone, it's time to call it a night, even if you're on a winning streak.
That's a smart approach. It's like giving yourself a set number of lives in a video game.
Exactly. And speaking of winning streaks, it's equally important to avoid chasing losses.
Right.
If you've hit your limit, walk away. Don't try to win back what you've lost by betting more than you can afford.
Yeah. Chasing losses is a slippery slope that can quickly lead to bigger problems.
Exactly.
And another crucial tip is to avoid using credit cards or borrowing money to gamble. Stick to cash and only gamble with what you can comfortably afford to lose.
That's sound advice. It's so easy to get carried away in the heat of the moment.
Yeah.
Especially when you're surrounded by all the flashing lights and sounds of the casino.
It's true. Casinos are designed to be immersive environments,
Right.
which can make it easy to lose track of time and money.
Exactly.
That's why it's essential to stay mindful and maintain control over your spending. And what about those loyalty programs we discussed earlier?
All right.
They sound great for getting extra value, But could they also tempt players to spend more than they intended?
They certainly can. Loyalty programs are a great way to enhance your casino experience.
Sure.
But it's important to use them wisely.
Okay.
Don't let them dictate your spending habits.
Right.
Stick to your budget and view those comps as a bonus, not a reason to overspend.
So stay disciplined, use those comps wisely, and remember, gambling should be fun. If you're not enjoying yourself, it's time to take a break or call it a night.
Absolutely. Taking breaks is crucial not just for your bankroll, but also for your well-being. Step away from the tables, grab a drink of water, or explore other parts of the casino.
Okay.
And if you're feeling stressed or overwhelmed, don't hesitate to walk away altogether.
It's like hitting the pause button on a video game. You can always come back and play another time.
Exactly. And speaking of taking breaks, what are your thoughts on setting time limits?
Setting time limits is a fantastic strategy.
Yeah.
Especially in a fast-paced environment like a casino. It's easy to get sucked into a game, especially if you're winning. But having a predetermined time limit can help you stay within your budget and prevent you from spending more time than you planned.
It's like setting an alarm on your phone to remind yourself to take a step back.
Precisely. And here's another important tip. Avoid alcohol while gambling.
Oh, that's a good one.
Alcohol can impair your judgment and make you more likely to take risks you wouldn't normally take when you're sober.
That's a great point. It's essential to stay sharp and make calculated decisions, and alcohol can definitely cloud your thinking.
So we've covered setting a budget, avoiding chasing losses, using credit responsibly, taking breaks, setting time limits, and steering clear of alcohol. Any other tips for gambling responsibly?
One final thought, remember that the house always has an advantage in the long run. Gambling should be seen as a form of entertainment, not a guaranteed way to make money.
Well said. If you go into the casino with the right mindset, focusing on fun and entertainment rather than solely on winning, you're much more likely to have a positive experience.
And remember, if you or someone you know is struggling with problem gambling, there are resources available to help.
Right.
Organizations like the National Council on Problem Gambling offer support and treatment options.
It's crucial to recognize that gambling can become an addiction, just like any other behavior. Don't be afraid to seek help if you need it. There's no shame in reaching out for support.
We've covered a lot of ground today, from strategic betting to responsible gambling.
We have.
Now, as we head into the final part of our deep dive, I want our listeners to walk away with some key takeaways.
We've talked about stretching that $20 bill, exploring different games, and most importantly, gambling responsibly. Now, as we wrap up this deep dive, what's the one thing you want our listeners to remember when they walk into that casino with their $20?
I think the most important takeaway is that winning at the casino is subjective.
Right.
It's not always about hitting a jackpot or walking away with a fortune.
Sure.
It can be about enjoying the experience, trying your luck, and staying within your limits.
That's a great point. Sometimes the thrill of the game and the overall atmosphere are just as valuable as any potential winnings. It's about creating memories and having a good time.
Exactly. And remember, knowledge is power. The more you understand about the games, the odds, and responsible gambling practices, the better equipped you'll be to have a positive and enjoyable experience.
So for our listener who's ready to take on the casino with their $20, what's the one piece of advice you'd give them?
Have fun! Choose games you enjoy, set a budget, and savor the experience. And hey, if you happen to walk away with some extra cash, that's just a bonus.
Well said. It's all about the experience and making smart choices.
Absolutely.
It's been a blast exploring this topic with you. I hope our listeners feel like they've gained some valuable insights.
It's been a pleasure, Russell. Always a great time diving into the world of gambling with you.
And to all our amazing listeners, thank you for joining us on this journey into the heart of the casino.
Yeah.
We hope you've enjoyed this deep dive into how to make the most of your $20.
Right.
Remember to gamble responsibly, and may the odds be ever in your favor.
Good luck, everyone.
For more insightful discussions and tips on all things gambling, don't forget to subscribe to Gambling Flow, your daily dose of casino knowledge. We're Russell Kane.
And Fiona Blake.
Signing off. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this episode with your fellow gambling enthusiasts. Until next time, good luck and happy gaming.